Okay, hello. Oh, welcome to Healing Conversations with myself and Brother Raymel will be here soon and very soon. If you're just happening to come across this content, across this video, my name is Angelique. I am the co-host for Healing Conversations here, and it's always such a pleasure to be in this space. And occasionally we go live on YouTube when I have this set up. And this is the like pre-time, so kind of just to let you know what's gonna happen if you want to skip forward, maybe like 20 minutes. You'll actually get into the healing conversations part, but this is just beforehand. When Brother Raymel gets here, I will be debriefing with him. We'll be talking about what we should talk about. If there's anything that you would like us to chat about here on Healing Conversations, to unpack, to investigate in a safe space community, then by all means, okay, focus. By all means, drop it in the comments or you can email me at vzspaces@gmail.com and we will get that right on here. Um, just gonna let you all know, and I will be letting Raymel know as well that I will not be here next Saturday. So there will be a little gap week, but we do have some highlights and things that are in the mix on my IG, on Raymel's IG, on this YouTube channel. So yeah, you can get your little fix. But yeah, I'm going to wait for, oh, this is a great time to read a chapter from my book, Days of Darkness. Let's see here. Yes. So we have this lovely lady here available for purchase. The links on my profile, especially if you go to Instagram or like TikTok or something like that. I have to figure out what the YouTube thing is, but I think that link is in my on my profile. So this is a book of inspirations and insights that I gained from the dark season of my early 20s. I know the media tells us, like, oh, you're in your 20s and you can travel and you can room with all these awesome people and you can do all these fun things, but they don't really tell you it's a challenging season. It's a really challenging season. You're learning how to be more independent, you're learning how to navigate in society, and you're coming face to face with a lot of the paradigms that you had about navigating this world. And it's all unconscious if you're not in this work, if you're not doing this work, if you're not prioritizing your awareness. So that's really important for me, just to share with people. And that's what this book is. And I've been reflecting recently how grateful I am that I captured this season because I am barely recognizable from the person in this book. And it amazes me. And it fills me with a gratitude and appreciation that we do get to write our experiences. We do get to release things without losing them. Like the challenges that I go through in this book are still memories that I have. Um, and it's also a memory I can look back on and say, wow, I grew from that. Even while in the middle of that memory being created, it was heavy and dark and challenging. So, yeah, this is a book about how tangible and possible transformation is. So, yeah, I'm gonna read a quick chapter because Raynell will be here sooner rather than later. Um, I think I will. I'll read this one, even though it's kind of long. Oh, this is what the chapters will look like. It also is a coloring book. Yes, the pages don't come out when you buy the book. This is a prototype. But I get to do fun things like take the pictures out. But here we go. Okay. This chapter is called Follow Intuition to Freedom. So this is something that's been coming up for me lately. So I'm going to read it, and hopefully this focus can find its way together by the time we get started, okay? Anyway, follow intuition to freedom. When you have a dream, jump. Jump knowing that your divine gifts and intelligence will catch you, or at the very least, pick you up from the ground so you can keep going. Jump knowing that once you get 10 toes on the ground, you can head in the direction that aligns with you. Following intuition is the key to living free. Blindly following what others tell you to do out of fear of judgment or lack of trust in yourself keeps you hostage to other people's limitations and fears. You get stuck in their goals and paradigms. Hmm. We each have our own life processing. Good stuff. Ageless, timeless wisdom. We each have our own life to live. When we follow our intuition and jump into our dreams, our true life begins to reveal itself moment by moment. Yes, pivots will be needed as things unfold. The path being created is new and unique. Allow yourself to be open to inspiration and adjustment. Life has a way of throwing in unexpected loops. Keep your eyes open to all the opportunities around you, opportunities that can turn your walk into a run and your run into a soar. Yes, rest will be needed from time to time. It's okay to take a breath. Rest so that you regain your energy and clarity. Rest so you can tune in more deeply to your inner voice. Rest, but don't become stagnant, complacent, or afraid of moving forward. Your freedom is on the line. Wowza bowza. Yeah, in this coming year, this is chapter 13. Follow your intuition to freedom. hmm Um, in this coming 2025, a main priority for me is honoring my intuition, like really trusting that whisper, allowing myself to go where I feel led and where I feel drawn to, recognizing when my intuition is telling me that something is pushing me or eroding me or pressuring me, and having that as a signal to step back and really tap back into myself instead of the things that are moving around. So yeah, that is chapter 13 from my book, Days of Darkness. You can get it through the link in my profile, in my description, in my bio, wherever you see links for me, you can see it there. That it is a self-published book. I do print them myself. I have a printer that I go to pick them up. So yeah, and we're not doing Amazon at the moment. I am allowing myself to honor that I don't particularly align with Amazon. You feel me? In the way that that structure contributes to the consumerism of things. But if people start asking for it via Amazon, then I will put it on Amazon. But in this season, I will support this local business and allow things to be personalized. You feel me? And I think that's a part of the beauty and the treasure of it. So, yes, that is a quick little read here. As I mentioned, Brother Raymel should be here soon and very soon. So I'm going to mute and cover the camera so that we can have our debrief. And we'll see you in about 15 minutes, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Good shirt.
Oh my goodness. Hello, IG
Happy
family. Happy
Saturday.
Saturday. IG,
Yes.
let's just try. No, we are here for
Yes.
another
Healing
conversation.
conversation.
Oh my God, I can't believe this literally is the last one of 2024. Hello,
Yes.
Cassandra. Hello, Sharon. Santosh,
Hello,
Helen.
Helen.
Welcome.
She's figured out we're here at 3:30.
Yes, hey Gail.
Hello,
Welcome,
welcome.
y'all.
Hey, Sumi.
Sumi.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to Healing
Let's do it,
Conversations. Oh my God, it's our last Healing Conversations of 2024, and we're so excited for this conversation today. Y'all know the vibe. If you're new to this space, we want to welcome you and just to give you an example, or not an example. What am I talking about? When too many things are trying to come out of your mouth at one time, I want to welcome you to Healing Conversation. This is our space where we talk all things expansion, growth, and just empowerment.
Mm.
I truly believe that as we heal individually, we send that ripple out and it supports the collective just field of awareness, consciousness, expansion, and growth. And y'all, we will start with one topic and it goes every other space. So just enjoy.
Yes. Join in, share the flow with your friends, and also you can contribute. If you are feeling something calling to you, you can type it in the comments, you can come up on stage. Let us know what you're healing through and how this is hitting and resonating with you because, yeah, I have had some powerful experiences here, and I would love to go through and see how many times I cried here.
I feel like I cry every week. And
Pretty
it's
much.
it's literally through as I'm speaking of something, an emotion to come up and I just let it flow and let it go. And it's so therapeutic. So
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So yeah, and if you're feeling flowy, then yeah, by all means, claim it.
Yes. Hello. So let's
Yeah.
get into it. So today we're gonna talk what are we gonna talk about today?
We're talking about oh, what are we talking about today? Because we started having our conversation, and then we are like, let's go
What are
live.
we talking about?
And then
So
I just got so wrapped up in the whole. This is our last one of the year. I'm just like, wow, how many like beautiful conversations we've had this year, and I had no
mm,
idea how this would unfold and like how this would serve me. I'm just kind of caught up in that right now.
so actually I have a so what we were in a sense leaning towards was even like the recap and really reflecting on what is it that brings you joy.
Mm-hmm.
Often we get so lost in the next thing. We get lost in what we feel like we have to do because of what others expect of us that we forget to be in the joy of what it is that we're giving our energy to. What is it that we are being called to do? And often we get lost in what we didn't do because of that expectation so we don't meet the deadline and then we're in the space of judging ourselves and not really allowing ourselves to just really reflect and see what is it for one that we have been doing because y'all I'm sure all of 2024 it just wasn't a waste.
Mm.
I can bet you $1 million that you did not waste your 2024. And the reason I'm speaking this is because often we will have a goal that we want to reach by the year and we overlook the little things that we've done. Like for me to shout myself out, I know that I wanted to commit to instilling something new into my mind. Little quick little backstory for those who don't know, but I'm half Mexican and have not known how to speak Spanish. I can understand a little of it, but I didn't know how to be in conversation with it. So I set the intention that I wanted to commit for 2024 to my Spanish practice. And I want to take a moment to celebrate that I am 312 days into my Spanish practice
Okay.
lessons.
Hey, Jason.
And just the That right there seems so small, but for me it's so big because I intentionally set time daily to implement that practice. There were times where I didn't want to do it. There were times where I was like, do I have time? Should I just do it tomorrow? But after you do something over 21 days, your mind starts to create a pattern and a routine, and it becomes something that you do. So it got to the point where even when I would try to make him an excuse to why I couldn't do it, my mind was letting me know, Raymel, you should be doing something around this time. What's going on, fella? And there was that, what's going on? Like, you need to get this done. And there was this guilt I would feel if I didn't commit to my Spanish lesson. And I won't lie, there was times where the night took me away. I didn't have the energy or something to do it, so I had to honor that. But even in that, I knew that okay, I'm gonna get to it tomorrow because I've used the app called Duolingo, and after so many times miss, you used to lose your streak. And I did not put all this time in to lose that streak. So that's where I just wanted to be intentional, but also commit to something I said I was going to do. And I just shared that because it's probably something that you all have said that you wanted to commit to, that you actually stuck to, that may not have been so extravagant, but it's something that you honored the commitment that you made to yourself. So we're going to talk today. Y'all know this starts to the left, it goes to the right, but we're going to start it off today just in bringing the awareness of I want to leave you with this question in the beginning to let us think and see what comes up for you. But what is something that you accomplished in 2024, small, medium, or big, that you want to celebrate? Think about that. And two, what is it that brings you joy that you want to give your energy, your time, your focus to in 2025?
Yes, those are beautiful questions, and I'm glad that you got back into it. Because this is
And
something.
thank y'all.
This is something that I do enjoy. Yes, Duolingo streaks. But this is something that I enjoy doing, and it's so profound how we have been programmed to just do things that make us uncomfortable. They suck the life out of us. They make us feel bad about ourselves and question, am I doing something good for the world? Am I doing something good for myself, even? And we've been so conditioned to just sit in that discomfort and not feel like we have the right or the worthiness to do things we enjoy doing. It's so interesting because I come here pretty much every week. I won't be here next week, actually. Got other things going on. But here pretty much every week, and just grateful that I get to hang out with my brother Ramel. But we are doing real work here. Y'all be getting master classes, okay? But we're not in that space of, oh, this is work and I have this obligation to do it. It's something that I can at least say for myself, feel drawn to do. There are some weeks like when it might be like cloudy, or if it's, I'm feeling some sort of way. I'm like, okay, I gotta go do this thing, but I'm still gonna come do it. I'm still gonna come do it. And the beautiful part about it is when I'm done or in the middle of it, I'm like, the energy is getting filled up. The joy is there, the delight is there, the enthusiasm is there, like all of the good, energizing circulation is happening. And it's so beautiful to be in this sort of space and in this sort of flow. Because there was a time in my life when I was working 3, 4 jobs at the same time. And every single one of them made me hate life just a little bit more every time. Every time. And it got me into such a dark space. It got me into this cycle of irritation and frustration that I didn't think I could pull myself out of. And gratefully, I came into these practices of honoring what brings me joy, honoring what my inner dialogue is saying to me, honoring how my body is feeling, knowing that my intuition is the main foundation of how I should be making decisions. And if my intuition is telling me, this ain't it, this is not where you should be, I should listen to that. I should listen to that. If I'm in a space and it's not bringing me joy, or there's constantly conflict and confusion, that's not the space for me. And that's okay. It's okay. I'm just here to let you know it's okay. Because when we are in this space of doing what we enjoy, doing what brings us life, we are more open to circulate good things in life. We're more open to creating a life that we actually desire to live because we're making that space. I listened to this. I'm gonna let you, but I was listening to this uh, sound experience. I'm not really sure what it was called, but Jim Manel did it. She posted it. It's about an hour or some change, and in like in that space, it was just so beautiful to be able to sit in that energy of like, I'm proud of myself and I trust myself, and all these different mantras that she was going through. And knowing that me sitting here on this bench outside enjoying the sun while it was here, listening to that, was all that I needed to do today. That was what I was drawn to do today. That was what was bringing me joy. That was what filled me up before I got here. And that's what I needed to do today. And yeah, it's just beautiful stuff.
Jason says that's the reason I have to move forward. Yes,
Yes.
yes. I want to touch real quick, and I see we have in the waiting room is what we'll call it. We have Helen and Sumi.
Yes.
But I wanted to say, and what you, one thing you said that really struck me is like, what brings you joy, and really tapping into that. And it struck an emotion in me because I was talking yesterday. What's today? Saturday? No, Thursday, in my inner circle group. And that's like our space where we just really take our mask off and we let out what it is that we're moving through. And I spoke into something about there was a time where I was a professional people pleaser. That was the role I knew how to play. I played it I played it well. It's like I wanted to be the best in that position and as that title and role. And even when we speak now, and even inviting you all to really look into what is it that brings you joy? What is it that ignites you, that really brings and pulls that creativity out of you? I didn't know that for myself. And I want to speak into this because someone doesn't probably have the idea of what joy is for them because they're still in that space of cloudiness from the darkness of what they may still be stuck in. And I want to just speak into that because I know for me, being a professional, ex-professional people pleaser, let's call the ex, not the present. Retired people pleaser. Growing up, y'all, like as a child, I just wanted safety, stability, and no drama in the house. And I developed this awareness that when I overgive, when I show up and just in a sense sacrifice my happiness to make sure that others are feeling a way that they want, I can be safe. I can have stability. There will be less drama. So I started to take on this idea that this is how I had to show up in order to experience happiness, peace, or joy. I didn't realize that that childhood identity of being the people pleaser, it's who I grew into as an adult. And even when I think about in the past and even in the present, when I think about joy, it will always come in the act of someone else. And though I do love being of service, my old way and idea of service was put you before me. Because if you're happy, that's really all that matters. And I will take the scraps
Mm.
of what happiness, whatever you have left over, I'll take it. And I didn't really know what that was for me because putting myself first was something that was foreign to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do it. I felt guilty when I did it.
Mm.
There was that idea like, if I put myself first, then who's going to be there for them? Who's going to make sure that they're good? And being the oldest boy, the second oldest child in just the household, there was a lot of responsibility that I held. I had to pretty much be the parent of my siblings. And it took away me discovering what is it that I like, because what I like was not even a factor.
Mm.
Make sure that they're good, make sure that this is good. And that's where I'm like, okay, well, this is how I have to operate. And even when I started this healing journey, joy was the last thing that I was honestly seeking, because I just wanted the pain to go away. And when I say the pain, because a lot of people are suffering in silence. A lot of people mask their suffering through a smile, through expensive clothes, through trips and nice things. They mask their pain by making it seem as though everything is well and it's just going good. But a lot of times you never know what's behind someone's smile until they tell you. And a lot of people often won't tell you because they don't want you to know what they're going through. And I was one of those people. I didn't want people to know that I had hurt and pain that I was experiencing, because then the attention would be on me. And when you're used to being that people pleaser, when you're used to being that overgiver, you don't want the spotlight. Let me be there for you so I can blend in with the crowd. But if the attention's on me, that means people have to save me. People have to be there for me. And when you're not used to receiving, giving is all you know how to do. Let me say that again, because that just came through me and I'm like, ooh, ding, 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 ding. When you're not used to receiving, giving is all you know how to do. And it's not from a place of overflow. It's from a place of lack and desperation, because I'm desperate for some attention. I'm desperate for some love. I'm desperate for some time. So I'll give you so you can just show me a little piece of those things. And often, y'all, when we give, we don't even receive them. Because often the people we give it to have no way of returning the favor back to us. Because they think, since we put on this role that we have it all together, we put on this mask that everything is going well, that we're good and we don't need anything. So I just wanted to bring that into the conversation before we bring on Helen and Sumi, that if you are finding yourself stuck in not even knowing what is it that brings you joy, know that that's okay. It will be something that you will have to work to discover. But what I have discovered, it's not outside of me. It's not a person, it's not a thing, it's not a situation, it's a vibration that I always have access to. And I landed there. I went on the whole little.
Yes. Yes. Let's check out these comments. Jason said, that's interesting. I was a people pleaser and wanted to be seen because I wanted people to like me. Yes, that's also a part of it. Ooh, hold on, sorry. Opening stuff, close. Helen said, because of you, I'm stopping this action. Yes, and that's a beautiful thing about sharing our own experiences, is when we are willing to say, this did not serve me. This was detrimental to me, this harmed me, this hurt me, and I'm choosing to do something different. It sets an example. It lets people know it's possible, that they can also say, oh, I was people pleasing, I was overgiving, I was overperforming for people to like me. I wasn't capable of receiving. So, oh, this person is making a change and having a transformation in this area, I could do it too. It's a beautiful thing, yes.
Sharon.
Sharon said, still learning how to receive. Now that I am not giving, sometimes people wonder if I am mad or whatever, and if that is the reason I'm giving differently, or in their eyes, not giving.
Tricky.
Yes, yes. And that's the thing about, I really want to tap into this not knowing what your joy is. And I think it kind of ties into what Sharon was saying. But when we get into a space where we have conditioned people to see us a certain way and expect certain things for us, and we start doing things differently, all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose because people's comfortability with you and their routine with you is getting disrupted because you are disrupting your own routine, recognizing that it wasn't serving you. So now we're in this place where, oh, I'm honoring myself, and this person is upset about the results of it. They're not even upset about me honoring myself. They're upset because they're not getting what they were used to getting, right? And so now we have to have that awareness and that courage and that strength within ourselves to not fold back because of this pressure that's coming and people being uncomfortable. Because it's like getting a young person, like a child, to eat something that, not that they don't like, but just eat something different. Like they're always eating chicken nuggets and french fries. And you're like, okay, let's try like some pasta or something, like some rice and some peas or something, this chicken and french fries ain't it. There's gonna be a fight. There's gonna be some disagreement there. But as you continue to example, I'm eating the rice and peas and I'm eating, my vegetables and pastas and other things. I'm not just eating chicken nuggets and fries. They say like, okay, no, maybe let me try some of that. And then it becomes like a regularity for them. And it's the same with our actions and how we have standards and boundaries. And the people around us have to adjust to that because for however many years until you got to a point where you recognize things weren't serving you, people were used to you operating that way. So it's time for some just self reflection and say, okay, I've been doing this for 20 years, for 30 years. This is what people know me to be. I'm making something different. I'm doing something different. I'm just gonna let them be upset and this will pass. And I don't have to do anything to intentionally upset them because that's ego. I don't have to do anything to try to make them like me more or like make concessions and compromises. Like, no, just be consistent. Just be consistent and people will
Happy
learn to
Saturday.
it, learn to get adjusted to it. Yes, hello. But yeah, that point of not knowing, not knowing what brings you joy. So many people are in that space. So many people are in that space, and I was certainly one of them. Um, and it's interesting because I realized what we were going to talk about. We had another previous conversation. I was like, oh yeah, we're just going to talk about something spicy today.
But even that, I mean, you could.
It ties in. It ties in, yeah, because we were thinking about how oftentimes in intimate situations we overgive or allow things because we just want that attention. We just want to have that affirmation that somebody wants to be intimate with me, that I'm useful in some way, or maybe this person has expressed some sort of openness or vulnerability that that they wouldn't under other circumstances. So you're like, okay, I'll allow it and I'll see what's up, and I'm a pretty open person when it comes to like intimate sexual experiences. And I feel like there's a space where it's like, okay, we're open to different things, but then there's certain things where it's like, am I over giving? Am I overextending myself? Am I allowing a boundary to be crossed, right? And that goes into like what brings you joy in those situations and work situations and familial situations. What is it that really brings you joy? What is it really that sparks your heart and makes you feel good. Like it allows you to experience bliss and ecstasy and joy and enthusiasm. Like we don't really have those types of conversations because again, we've been so maladjusted.
And we don't talk about certain things. So the fact that we don't talk about it, it just goes under the rug, but it's still there.
Yeah.
Just because you don't talk about it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It's just something that people don't feel comfortable with. That's why a lot of times people avoid conversations of religion, politics, sex, gender, race, because it's something that makes people uncomfortable. But it's through the discomfort is where growth happens. If we stay comfortable in avoidance, we'll always have the problems that still exist. But when we get bold and courageous and say, let's have a conversation, let's have a healing conversation about this topic.
Yeah, I know
Then
Simi
that-
is probably like,
then that's where you're able to learn through listening. A lot of times we go into conversations feeling like we know, and when you go in knowing something, you never learn anything. Let me say that again because that was hot. When you go into a conversation thinking you know something, you never learn anything. And when you're not learning and growing, you're dying. All right, so let's.
So I would just drop that too.
I have learned. Wait, let's see. Jason says to Sharon, I'm about to make a change in the trust that I get to create for my family. And at first, I thought I was doing what's best for us, and I was losing now, and I'm going to win. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
VD says, I've learned to set boundaries so I preserve my peace, does not discredit who I am. Nope. Helen says, old patterns. Sheree says, these past 4 months have been very full on for me. I've learned to let go and allow the new to come in. As scary as it is, I understand why the old had to crumble first, which I could not see first. Yes, Jerome says, such an important, good topic that indeed bleeds or seeps into different aspects of life. Thanks for bringing the attention. Yes. All right, y'all. So we're gonna send or accept the request for Helen and Sumi. So we'd love to hear y'all perceptions, the things that y'all have to add. And thank y'all for engaging. Thank y'all for the comments. Hello, Helen. Hello, Sumi. Happy Saturday.
Hey, guys. I'm going to keep it short. I just have to say, first of all, every time Angelique and Raymel speak, they're like telling my story. The whole childhood thing, the whole people pleasing thing, the whole not being seen and not being safe and blah, 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 But what this has done, I mean, how long have we been doing this? 4 months? How long have we been doing this?
This healing conversation, it'll be a year in March.
Really? Has it been that long? So look where I've come from, and now that the year's ending, I'm going into it. And as a whole new person, like someone said here, it was really scary, because what happens is people don't like it when you change the rules, and I couldn't help it because I changed. I changed. They didn't change, and the alignment's not there. And so, I struggled with it for a while, and I was sad about it for a while. But now I'm really good, and I'm going to continue on with this. And it comes up in so many different aspects of my life, But it's so cunning. It's so cunning that that little voice of being a people pleaser. For me, I have to really keep an eye on it, because it's so easy for me to jump into that role, to be validated, to get attention, And now I've been going around saying, I'm giving myself attention. I love myself. I'm powerful, strong woman. I have survived this past year, and I've come out of a cocoon, into a new being. And what's happening is now I'm getting my own tribe here now. Every week something happens, or friends. I had this woman come up to me and there were these two black women in a Wawa's, like a Quick Check, like a coffee place, and they were all dressed to the nines, and they were laughing. And I said something like, "You go, girls. You got it going on." And they came out to the car. Basically, long story short, they invited me to their church, and I said I'd be more than willing to come if it's diverse. I only want a diverse church, And she said that it was, and so I went. And I'm telling you, the way people treat me, it's like I got to turn around and look behind me. I mean, it's like I have a crown on my head. I couldn't have been more warmly welcomed. And I was the only white girl in the church. And it was profound. It was absolutely profound. And like at the end, the bishop came up and held my hand. And they were all hoping that I would come again this week. I mean, I've made like a couple of really good, my alignment, people that are in line with me, so I just have to thank you. You guys you don't even know like how awesome you're doing. I mean, I don't even know if I can articulate how awesome all the lives that you're affecting, that you're helping, that you're changing. This is no small thing. And I am really, really so grateful and so thankful, and then the joy thing, is when you grow up without joy, and like Christmases were always sucked, and I've spent like the last 6 alone, and it's just like, I go in and out, and I have to, bring it back to this new me. And then I can stand strong and be okay. And I don't have to be a people pleaser because I don't need people that I need to please.
Listen, Instagram was right on that one. You don't need people that you need to please, so they're drumming bars.
Yeah, I'm setting boundaries now. I never did that before, but I'm holding strong to them. I'm not, I'm not letting anybody cross them no matter what. So it's I'm still a work in progress, but wow, look how far you have brought me. On your wings, you've brought me. You brought me this far.
That's all your work. We just are here to hold the space. You have chosen to make all of these changes, and we are I love you so much.
I love you guys too. I wish I could just hug you so badly.
Helen, I'm over here like in tears of gratitude. I knew I was gonna cry, and this is probably gonna be many more before we end this live. But
yeah,
I'm crying tears of gratitude for you, Helen, because I know that there was that. For one, just looking at where you started to where you are now is unrecognizable. But also knowing that you had to be willing to make that difficult decision of letting go of that friend that you knew didn't serve you. And even how you didn't get lost in the loneliness, you didn't get lost in the discomfort of being in the isolation to really hibernate to attract who is meant for you. And look at where you are, Helen. Look at who you are, Helen. Look at what you've always been. And it's just a true honor to be on this journey to witness all the work that you've done. Because as Sister Angelique and I says, we just
you
hope
gave me the support and the courage to do it. The thought to do it, and then to go from there. And really, what brings me joy is serving people. Like this man that I'm taking care of. I mean, 3 days a week I'm there with him, and my heart is wide open. And so is his. And it's like, it's a gift. And it's where I shine, and it's where my body shines. You know what I mean? I just feel the glow of it, and really that's it. I mean, I have simple things like the ocean and, blah, 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 blah. But really, just kind acts and serving people who reciprocate and appreciate it. That's the key. Because growing up, it wasn't reciprocated or appreciated. So I'm not putting up with that anymore. I'll be 73 in September, so I'm going to keep. Now, the only thing is this damn procrastination about the book.
Well, we're going to change that in 2024.
Yeah.
I'm in 2025. Well, we still in 2024 now.
The change starts now.
And then we have our sister Michelle, real quick, shout out.
I just want to thank you.
Helen, I would say follow our sister Michelle Hardy XO because she has numerous books. She dropped books like they drop singles. And she knows that, and she knows how to has inspiration, and she has a YouTube channel too where she helps you like just in the format of how to like. So I would just say make sure you follow Michelle Hardy XO. She has a lot of gems that support you with the book creation. So yeah, there's always answers.
Definitely.
But I love you both so much.
We love you
And
too.
for whatever it's worth, blessings, 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 abundance, abundance, abundance.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
And we'll talk again next week. Oh, you're not going to be here, Angelique.
I'm not, but
Okay, that's
we'll
all right.
see. Maybe it'll just be like later. We could do like
We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let me get off.
Of course, Sumi.
Sumi. Hi, Sumi.
Hi, Helen. Thank you. Thank you for those kind words. Appreciate it.
Yes. What's coming up for
you're
you,
welcome.
Sumi?
Many times.
We already knew Sumi got the heat, so we just gonna sit back and just let the fire burn.
It's quite a number of things that are coming up for me, but I just wanted to go down memory lane for some of the highlights of 2024 for myself. I remember at the beginning of this year, January and February, getting in and thinking to myself, oh shit, I still haven't found a job. I'm running out of my savings. What's going on? How am I going to survive this year? Push come to shove, I am going to be let out to the streets with my kids, and there's not going to be a place for us to stay. And, maybe I've heard of something called a shelter. Maybe we'll just do that. Well, however that works. I don't know what that is. I see people in downtown, and what is this life and all this. And I was forced to, confront that deepest part of myself that was so fearful of the fact that I could be put on the streets. And it was a fear so strong that for some reason, something happened to me the third month of the year in March, where around my birthday, so I'm Pisces, so just a few weeks after my birthday, I was driving and I had this, it was a Kundalini awakening was what they called it months after, where my heart got a jump start, guys. Man, I've talked about it a little bit, but it was such an experience that I have never had before, and I've never even heard of someone having such an experience where while driving, my heart got jump-started to a way that I had to park by the roadside and hold on to my chest so tight. And I was crying profusely, and because it was some ache or pain or something was going on there. It was some type of flutter. And what happened afterwards was all of a sudden I could understand everything. I understood what was going on in the world. I understood what wasn't going on. I understood myself. I understood everybody else. Well, I understood everything that had happened from the moment that I was born. I went through a rebirth in this auric field that I was, that I just got everything, all of the questions that I've ever had got answered. You blew me away. And this happened to me in March of this year. And ever since then, I have been, what is it called? I've been much more aware and much more conscious of my surroundings, of people. I can understand, the reason why this person did this, and kills that person was because of this. Like, it's no longer, for me, it's no longer a doubt or a regret or why did this person do this, where I have to question everything, right? It's more of an understanding as to why it happened and why I know I do not need to question it. And it being, everything being the same. And I'm trying to look for the words to explain this to the best of my ability, but for me, 2024 has been very esoteric. It's been very mystical. It's been high-flying, woo-woo stuff. It's been, I put something here and I'm like, I'm sure you're not going to disappear. But then I turn around and I promise you it disappeared. Actual objects, okay?
Yeah.
Where it's like, wait, does that even exist? Where I had to be forced to question reality and also question, the existence of actual objects sitting down. And it was a year of, revolutionary whatever for me. It was everything combined. And I keep seeing this happen more with everybody else as well as we all continue to ascend together. Another highlight for me as well was digging deeper into spirituality and understanding what makes me me, connecting with myself to understand my body more, to understand how my thinking process works, how other people's thinking process works. Also, coming from the standpoint of us being the same thing and not so much of a separation. A few nights ago, I got confirmation for what I want to work on or what I want to do better at for 2025. And this is like a perfect time to just say that I'm super excited for 2025. And for me, it's going to be a balance in understanding, white and black, good and evil, chaos and happy, joy and sadness. And understanding that these entities or these energies that I just mentioned are not different and they're not separate. They're all the same thing. And they are, the reason why separation occurred in the first place was because we need to make meanings out of things because of our 3D body. A lot of us still in 3D movement. We have sometimes difficulty in perceiving things. So it's just understandable when you say things like, turn off the heat. Okay, turn on the AC. The opposite of cold is hot, right? So understanding likes and opposites and basically putting that together and seeing and understanding that it is one. And it is what is it called? I call it just is. It just is. No need to worry about it. No need to question it. No need to, be confused about it. Just understand that everything is just the way they're supposed to be. And when you get that, you're able to have a playful mind at the same time and also grow at the same time. I know that a lot of what I'm saying right now, sometimes I have to break it down a little bit because I get so in the way of in there that I don't even know.
You don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so right now Spirit is telling me, okay, Sumi, I think you should give it up to somebody else. So you can continue another time. But anyways, that's my plan for 2025.
Sumi, I love it because the beautiful thing is this is your space to be. And even in that beingness, a lot of times the intellect will be like, does this make sense? Am I saying too much? What the hell? But the heart knows, Sumi, the heart is always received. And we receive every word that you said. And I love, because I remember the first time you joined Hella Conversation, and I was calling you Tsunami. And then it was like, how do you say your name? And you told us it was Sumi. But I was like, I knew that you were going to come and wake it up and shake it up and blow up the stage. And you proved me every bit of right. Everything that comes out of you, beyond the intellect, the vibration that exudes from you is so powerful, it's so strong, it's so intriguing. So like even if people don't understand, they're tuning in because they're like, she is speaking something real and I need to digest it, even if I don't know what I'm eating right now. I don't even know what I'm eating, but I wanted this food smells good. It looks like it tastes good. So I'm about to take a bite and hope that it is good. And you take a bite, and you're like, this is so amazing. So that's why I love all that you have contributed. And I love that you have the clarity of how you want to serve in 2025 because all that you know, the world needs to be informed of. So the fact that you have that clarity, and what I want to say is, it sounds like you have excitement to distribute it and serve it to the world. That's where I'm just excited.
I do. It's a lot of that also that's unfolding for me is that I forgot to mention. For 2025, another part of me is to also grow in learning to work with people more. I'm a very indoorsy person. I hardly go anywhere. As a matter of fact, I think I need to come into the terms of understanding that I have a type of anxiety around people. And or maybe not that, but it's that thing when you step in a crowd of unfamiliarity and you just get a little bit uncomfortable, right? So I don't spend my time also understanding so much of the spirit world and reading into it and what people that are doing this type of stuff. So for me, words sometimes I have to find the right words to use because all of these things are still new to me. I've been working on myself, doing my thing for 10 years without actually, meeting people. You guys are like my first group of people in which I stumbled upon to even be able to talk about this type of stuff, right? So you helped in bringing that out of me. It wasn't something that I was so much like, I was there, I will talk about it with myself indoors, because almost everybody around me does not know so much about this type of stuff. So it's difficult to talk about these things, with my neighbors or everybody else. It's a weird one. So, and as a matter of fact, it caused me to also know more about what I want for myself, in terms of friendships and in terms of people and how I want to be treated right by my family and how I want to be treated right. So I did not even know the impact of what I had done to myself until I started to meet you guys. And I was like, holy shit, oh my God, Shumi, you're doing great. You've been hurting in these areas and you think you suck at these things. But you're actually awesome. You're actually amazing, So it's me coming into that aspect of myself and listening to spirit more and understanding, holy shit, my inner voice has been tamed. It's no longer, hey, you didn't do it right. It's now, hey, I love you very much. How about this? There is also a way that I have been able to, I guess, play with spirit in such a way that now I understand when it is the thought of negativity versus the thought of, this is how to do it. How about you give this a try? Like it's easier for me now. And how I was probably, able to get here was hard work. Yeah. Holy shit. It took lots of dedication. It took lots of, okay, my stomach is not feeling right. Yesterday, I did not have a tummy ache. Today, I'm having a tummy ache. Something's not right. What's going on? There had to have been someone that came into my space in the past 24 hours that said something or did something, or I was in space. Where did I go? Right? And tracing my way back and understanding what path I took that I'm getting that stomach ache, because a lot of our aches and pains and all these things also come from energies that we surround ourselves around that are not working for us. And we think, oh my God, I got to go to see the doctor. Well, what if it's some words that you've been saying about yourself or even other people, and you're like, so and so, I hate that person. Why did they say this? Why did they do this? You think you're saying those things to hurt that person. You're actually hurting yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
So for me, it's sitting down and analyzing, holy shit, I'm having this tummy ache or this back ache because of this thing. And I sit down, I think about it, and then I could feel the pain because I went back in time and thinking about what I had said or done that helps me connect the dots from that to the pain in my back or the pain in my stomach, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of these things for me up until now. And I'm looking back and I'm like, dang. So 2025 is going to be great for a lot of us as well. Right now, what I'm hearing from Spirit is it's going to be a lot of rebirth for people. And it's also going to be a lot of stepping into, this is what I've always been. This is what I've always been doing, and this is how I am. Even though these things might have worked a little bit, but right now I can even step into much more stuff for me to work better with myself, for me to live better, for me to eat better and make more, just slightly more money. I don't need too much, but I want to be okay, right? Yeah. So it's a lot of that energy that's going to continue from 2024 into 2025.
And I want to take a moment real quick because our sister Angelique's birthday just passed. I don't know if it was. Because Angelique, when was your birthday? I knew and I felt your energy when you came on. I was like, I know she's a Capricorn. I know we're in Capricorn season. So I want to shout out Sister Angelique's birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yes, sending you love, light, wishing you abundance, prosperity, peace, happiness, joy, and all of your heart's desires for 2025 and in this life and beyond this life. You are such a beautiful light that adds contribution. The fire that is within you is so radiant. It is so vibrant. And it's such a gift to experience. You are such a gift, and you're just a present that I am grateful that I am in alignment with and have attracted to healing conversations.
Absolutely. She said her birthday was on the 26th.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We so appreciate you.
And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to Angelique as well. I had to call her this is about a month or 2 months ago. I went into my first shrooms journey and all hell broke loose. And the only person that could come to my thought that night was Angelique. And I was like, okay, I have to call Goddess because I don't understand what's going on, where I'm at, and all this stuff that's happening. For some reason, I forgot all my teachings. But she was there for me to, sort of coach me through it the next day. So I'm just very grateful for her. My sister is also here listening to us for the first time.
Cool.
Is that Miss A? Is your sister Miss A?
So I just wanted to shout out to her as well. Thank you.
Okay, so sister. But yeah, just to kind of tie this into the conversation about doing what brings you joy. Everything you're talking about, Sumi, as far as like integrating the separation from the light and the dark and the good and the bad, just understanding like everything is one and like really just diving into the spirituality is such a joy for me. It really is such a joy for me. And I've come to recognize that through these healing conversations, through doing different courses and workshops and stuff, like meeting people at Agape and just being able to have these conversations, being able to have these thoughts out loud and exchange that energy, and not just go through like the daily kind of small talk, what's going on, what's trending, what's in the news, because that has honestly never really fed me. You feel me? But hearing about somebody's experience of maybe being in a job and realizing it wasn't for them, but then Spirit kind of sends them somebody or sends them a message, and they're like, okay, maybe I can make this move, or they start having that awareness, and it brings them into a next stage of their unfoldment that is brighter and more brilliant than they could have imagined. I love talking about those things. I love when we get to tap into our divine orchestration of life. Like how powerful it is that we get to actually acknowledge spirit, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, moving and living as us, and have the opportunity to share that with each other without people looking like, what are you talking about? Or like Susan was saying, it's a full woo woo year. Listen, 2025 is about to be woo 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 woo. We're going up there because
whoa, whoa, whoa. That's the whoa, whoa, Jazz. What do you think of whoa, whoa? Whoa, whoa.
Make a whole dance out of that.
I was gonna say that.
Just enjoy.
I could just see that now.
Listen, it's already happening. It's already happening. But I just love it because it's so fun. It allows us to play with life. It allows us to like just really enjoy. Like this is a stage and this is my movie. I'm the main character. Hey Nicole.
My sister Nicole.
This is like my life experience and I get to create it. And the more that I tap into the orchestration and the order of the universe and the infinite, like beyond my comprehension of expansion, like tap into that big stuff. It allows big play in life as well, and big fun and big joy. And I'm just feeling that, Subi. I'm just feeling that. Something I'm tapping into next year is just really trusting my intuition, like just listening to it and stop questioning it and stop allowing my ego to shout over it. You feel me? Just like really tapping into my intuition and like the mystery and the magic and the just beautiful life that's here. So yeah, I'm all for that for next year.
One thing that I don't talk about enough, that I probably should start talking about, is the miracles or the good things that are actually coming out of being in a positive flow. And what I mean about that is, for me, one thing that I can say that I've been able to walk with as part of my journey is listening to the voice. I had to cut out some carbs that I was eating, and I lost almost 20 pounds this year. What else did I do? And it was just a voice from Spirit, like, hey, I want to talk to you more. I understand you can hear us, but if you do these less, you can hear us better. And I was like, tell me more. And all of a sudden, what happened was I would be filled up and I would not feel the need to have breakfast. So I cut out breakfast. And then I started to cut out sugar and other things. And within 2 months to 3 months or something, I lost about 20 pounds, just like that. Awesome. And, my body was lighter, so I could feel more and I could hear more. Now I hear more. And it's also that telepathy as well that, some of us are now being in the know of. So there's also a Christ consciousness because the other night I kept tapping into that. I'm like, what is this Christ? Like, what is this? So that is the energy that is basically coming. It's been around forever, but some of us are now tapping more into it. So there are more people that are going to become aware of this Christ consciousness and some other beautiful energies that are around here to help us to ascend. So it's a lot of that's happening. For us, for me, and right now, I'm at the point where I don't have to ask too much. As I'm asking, I'm getting the answers, right? So we will start to also come out more into the open to talk about this because it's possible. Geez, I'm not gonna cry, but then I should, or I shouldn't. I don't know.
That's the energy flow.
I'm getting hot over here. But anyways, there's just so much that's happening right now that even though it will seem like chaos, it is also here to help us, get so upset and so pissed in order to be open for beauty. Like, you have to get really mad. You have to get, like, there is an energy that can only come to you when you've had your last draw. When you're like, you know what, I have had it, and I'm going to give up, and I don't want this anymore. Like, you have to get there. And if you don't, then it's that procrastination and it's, old patterns and all these things. So you have to force yourself to sort of snap out of it and put your feet down for spirit to take over, to work with you, depending on how much you also want to let go of to let that in. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
That's pretty much what happened to me.
I was like, yep.
I mean, that's really what happened to me. I mean, I just came to the end, and the real me, the true me, the inner me that knows and that's stronger, just said, no, this isn't okay anymore. It's just not okay. And I've been peaceful. I've been so peaceful. And relaxed, not agitated or aggravated, or no anger, no hatred, nothing like that. It just is what it is. And if I don't accept it because I can't for my own alignment, then I don't. And it's been real interesting, yeah.
That's a beautiful point, because a lot of us can get stuck in the anger and like the righteousness of it. But like Sumi is saying, it's like a catapult. It's like for propulsion.
Yeah.
It's like to break through the shell of the egg.
Absolutely.
You might see a little chicken running around being aggressive, but usually, like, once they're done packing out the shell, they're just like cute little things just hopping around. But when we get stuck in that anger, we keep ourselves confined. And we don't really step into the actual expansion that's trying to happen. We just get stuck in the anger. But it is important at that same time to feel that anger and see what it's telling you, where it's the path that it's wanting to open up for you. So yeah, thank you for both of those points.
Yeah,
exactly. And like Sumi said, I was a massage therapist for a while, and the body does hold on to negative energy, pain and sorrow and grief. And, I can't tell you how many people would just burst out hysterical in tears when I would do like deep muscle behind the shoulder blades. And because that's where you hold grief and, anger, depression, all that kind of stuff. So she's absolutely correct, and,
yeah, I want to talk to.
We're not wired that way, to think that a pain could be a feeling, an energy, that we need to take a pill for it, But I do. It's absolutely true, Sumi.
I also think a lot of us we underestimate our thoughts. We underestimate everything we do so much that we don't think our words would hurt us. And my prayer and my wish is for all of us to continue to ascend in such a way that we can see how our words are affecting us, that we can change from that and start to use more positive words. Because the more you heal yourself and heal your traumas and your fear is actually number one thing that I probably talk about as well. The more we heal that aspect of ourselves, the lighter we are, that we are able to see colors in people, we're able to energies in people, and we can even see the words that come out of our mouth and how it flows in energy, that you can understand if your choice of words should be changed. Should it continue, or should I stop talking this way? So it sometimes also has to do with our heaviness and the trauma that we have in ourselves that we need to let go of. Absolutely.
Angelique, I knew that you were gonna come. I felt your energy. I'm like, I might as well just send her an invite because I knew you were gonna come up here. So I'm glad that you listened to your intuition and brought your butt up here.
Hi, beautiful. Hi. You was talking about the spirit of clean eating, and I was eating chips.
She was like,
I mean, were they natural, organic? And the
They were
organic.
not.
she was like, they were not.
I know better, and I usually do better, but I was definitely in my conscious state. And I was like, yeah, I'm losing 20 pounds right now. But yeah, we're talking about the pain body, and I just want to show y'all, like, I don't know if you can see.
Oh, you did the cups.
Nice.
Yeah. And you're supposed to do it from like 3 minutes to up until 15 minutes, depending on the person's body and the location of where it's at and what's going on. But it's not really recommended for that long. But I do for where I'm at in mind, if I do 10, 15 minutes. Because I love this shit. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm being king. I don't use the safe word with the cupping. I'm like, leave it there longer. You know, and they're like, you're abusing yourself. And I'm like, no, my body loves it. But like, you have to listen to your body and what your body is telling you, right? So like, I do a lot of clean eating, but there's times when I'm in my deep, dark, ferocious side, and she wants to say, fuck that shit, allow yourself to indulge. You're so strict all year round. You're so this, you're so that all fucking time. Like, when are you gonna have fun? When are you gonna experience? Where, your toxic trait? And then, because I did a 40 days and 40 nights earlier this year of fasting, and the divine feminine showed me how much being a woman is really like beyond comprehension, beyond just communicating, connecting with the cervix and connecting. We truly are so mysterious in so many ways. I was not dying. I was bleeding. I was fasting. And I felt her literally taking every inch of my life source energy and like, feed me what I want, or I'm going to get you. And I was like, get me. Don't get me. Don't get me. And I was going through it, and I was like, that was during my menace. The entire time, though, like, I was fine. The hormonal shifts going before, and like, when I tend to fast, I started off the first half of this year fasting every month, doing a detox every month and everything like that. And I actually went more plant-based because I had been almost plant-based for almost 11 years. I had went back and then just found myself naturally detoxing the body, being in that lighter frequency. And what I was really coming to a space was, it wasn't about the labels. It wasn't about the mental constructs of conditionings of other people's opinions or indoctrination. It's more what is for my soul's guidance, my soul's purpose and divine imprint. Because when I did the toxic thing, my magic amplified. It's not my magic, it was like source magic, right? Like amplified in that moment, because I was more true to me than I was not doing the thing because society said this will put you on a lighter frequency and more connected to source, right?
And so I say that so that, you know, there's a honoring of intuition and an honoring of discernment that is your soul's wisdom. There's a time and a place for everything, and we go through different phases and transitions in life in which there's going to be phases when you are meditating every single day, almost all day, or deep contemplation. And then there's going to be periods where your meditations are going to be more active, right? Rather than still meditation, right? It might be through jogging or through painting or singing, even channeling and right? And so it's gonna go through different phases. And one of the things that 2 years ago, I told myself, I said, I'm conjuring up healthy, meaningful connections. And I did that. And then I said, I'm gonna do something new every day this year. And I was reminded of that because my spirit said, if you don't do something new, then it's just another year. And so when that came to me, that was 2 years ago. I said, I'm gonna do something new every day. If I don't do something new every day, I have to at least do something new once a week. But that was me giving myself like backup, because like, you know, we always gonna have excuses and like discipline. I'm a free spirit. You wanna discipline me? I like Spank Saturn. Okay, I'm just playing, but not that much. I'm just playing. But like, no. So like, I literally was doing something new every day. And I think there was like one day that I wasn't doing something new, and I was like, I didn't do anything new today. And I was like, I gotta do something new today. What am I gonna do? And I just like opened up this other book that I never read, and I read a page from it. I did something new. You learn something new. I grew up, my mom always told us, if you don't, she's a Gemini. Oh, she always like told, she's a cutter, Gemini Cancer. So anyway, she always told us, if you don't learn something new each day, then you're not living life. You know? And I always grew up with that, like, you know, are you even living, did you even live your life today if you didn't learn something new? And it didn't dawn on me until that day, because I was thinking I had to do something new, an action of like doing something, which reading is an action. Right? But it was like going places or doing things. And I opened up in so many ways. I allowed myself to talk to people when I wouldn't talk to people. I wouldn't even really talk to my neighbors. And now I have like some of the coolest fucking neighbors, like, you know? And it's really beautiful when you allow yourself. We're talking about, you know, the growth that we went through this last year, the lessons that come with that, and like what we're drawing in for the next 2025. But like really just affirming it as our lifestyle now. Right? And being that embodiment, being in the highest timeline now, right? Being in the wealth transfer, like the wealth transfers happen. We rich bitches. I cuss a lot, but his awfully, you know, I'm just saying. So I encourage y'all, or maybe even challenge some of you, right? Like, do something new every day, even if it's learning something new every day. Because if you do, then you will never have the same day twice. You will never have the same new year. It's a new year. It's truly a new year. You cannot say that you lived the same year, because if you decided to read a different book or go a different route to work, that you never went into this neighborhood, or you never went into this store, you never went to this place, you do it now. And you will have a new experience. So I just really wanted to share that, because I was like, ooh, I don't know to hear this.
Everybody.
It's okay to be your toxic trait. It's okay to try something new. It's okay to change your mind. it's okay to fast. It's okay not to fast. It's okay to do what is for you. And that's the important part. Because when she screamed at me, I was so close to, I was like, damn, I'm on day 37. She dragged me. It was at the very tail end of my 40 days. Wow. She dragged me. And I was going into, I was sober, okay? I wasn't even drinking water. I was supposed to be drinking water, and I was mostly dry fasting because my pores, I witnessed my pores open up, and it was hydrating my body through the water molecules in the air. And I felt like I was on some Lucy shit. And I was driving, I was on the phone with my sister, and I'm like, yo, I'm fucking like everything. I couldn't even have the phone in my hand. I was like half holding on to the steering wheel even tighter, but it was like so air. And I was like, I wasn't eating. So yes, fasting serves a great purpose in connecting you to your purest state so that you can listen more, right? It does. And I think that it's important that if you indulge in your toxic trait, that you, again, do some form of detoxing after. I indulge, but I detox. That was my balance. I said, fuck the labels. I'm gonna do what my body is calling me to do. My body is calling me to go more plant-based again. So that's what I've been doing, going more plant-based again. So when my body called me, I'm almost 9 years vegan. You asking me for a bloody piece of meat? What? Like what? And I was like, no, my ego. And when I tell you, everything was like, she was just putting me into this space, and it wasn't parasites. It wasn't this is my soul. And when I did it and I honored that, I literally felt the warrior essence. It was like an activation. Right, that occurred in that moment. And literally, and this was in Arizona, and I felt so connected with Sekhmet energy. And I ended up going to her temple over there and everything. And it was like, I didn't plan on going to her temple. I just ended up there intuitively, walking my path on my journey. And then I took I'm looking at this mountain, and I'm like, that's not a mountain. That's a being. Sober, you know? And then there's times when your journey's gonna call you to go on a shamanic journey with maybe plants or psilocybin or some other type of medicinal medicine. But that's for you to not chase. That's for you to allow the flow, the connection, right? Like when you start chasing things, that's your toxic trait. And it's okay to admit that sometimes we be chasing shit.
What I love about what we are all seeing today is different levels and layers of this healing journey. And I want to say it's even like it starts for me, the healing, the self-development, and then the remembrance. And what we're seeing is that there's so many layers and levels to this thing called life. And where you may be, someone else may not, or will be soon. And that's the thing is we've all heard the phrase is we're just walking each other home. And what we do when I hear that, walking each other home is walking each other back to the self that is beyond the labels, that is beyond the limitations, that is beyond these characters that we attach to. And what Angelica said, and Sumi, and everyone else is, we are multi-dimensional beings that cannot be confined in a box that this world tries to keep us suffocated in. And the last couple of years, there's been a great awakening to where people are even talking about healing. This was not a conversation before 2019. Trauma was not something we talked about. Awakening, spiritual, like what we're speaking about now, people would have thought we were smoking every drug that existed and would have said,
And we got
and stay away from them cuckoo for Cocoa Puff people because whatever they're talking about, they are crazy. But now that this is the new norm, now that this is normalized to where people want to hear this, they want to explore this is just a beautiful space and place to be. And in 2025, I love that you invited us all, Angelique, to try something new every day, whether it's learning something, exploring something, doing something. Like new is not confined to an action of going on a hike or going on a trip
Taking a
or
class.
taking a class. Like it can be so many things. And I love that you left that question of like, what new can you do next year on a daily basis to create a new year? Because we get so lost, I feel like, in the New Year's resolution that a lot of
I know.
people get so excited about, but then they are discouraged 30 days into the new year. And the reason is for so many reasons. I don't have time to unpack all that it could be, but a lot of it is because who you're going into a new year as the same person, thinking things are going to change, wondering why you are back into the old script and program, stuck in the old patterns and routines. So when you are willing to try something new each day, you're learning to embody something new. You're learning to not even do something new, but be something new. Because you only can do something new when you be something new. And that's how you're able to invite new things into your life. So yeah, we're coming up to our time, but I'm in much gratitude, so much gratitude for, and I just want to take a moment to honor Sister Angelique to my left. Because I remember when I remember like it was yesterday, she was like, she's like, we should do a collaboration. And I'm like, girl, what? And this is exactly what I'm like, girl, what you want to do? She was like, I don't know, we should just have a little, I'm thinking about a space that we hold and we just, support each other through conversation and healing. I'm
Are
like,
y'all doing a retreat on 2025 in person?
we got so much that we are talking about for 2025 to expand healing conversation. But when she brought it to me, I didn't know where it would go. I just knew I started to build momentum with my following. So I'm like, we can use my platform and I can bring the crowd and we can just see what we're going to talk about. And through her pull to reach out and just ask me, did I want to collaborate? Look at where it's led us. We never would have met. I would have never met Helen, Sumi, Sister Angelique, like Sandra. I think I met before, but you and but it's
I
like
met Sumi the same day too, because we that was the day that you was calling her phenomenal.
yes, you remember that?
Yeah. And I think that was the first time I was live also with you guys. I'm not sure, but I think so.
So just look at how like your yes to even explore allow all of this like our yes, but her invitation. Look at what's created, and I'm just grateful for you for honoring what needed to. Because her and I had never collaborated like this before. We like she supported me, I supported her, but the fact that we said let's do something, and this, truth be told, this is the longest collaboration I've had with anyone. Because normally they're here today, gone tomorrow.
You guys are on Clubhouse. That was like a while, no?
No, well, I was a co-host, but like me actually starting something with someone and actually finishing it out and then not expiring. But it's just, I feel like this is it's more coming to us. I just want to say I celebrate you. I thank you. I appreciate you because there is no I and we have showed up even at times where we've had our own things and we've been able to heal individually. And look at the ripple is spread out to the collective. And I thank you. I love you. And I'm excited for more creations with you.
Absolutely. And I received that. And I'm grateful for your yes as well. Um, just being willing to be on this journey together is just a gift, you know. I was like, I would like to work more with a male. That was something that what I had in my heart. I was like, I feel like we're very aligned with the journey that we're on. Like he said, we've had people who we've come across, you know, since 2019 that have come in and come out, and different things stayed, different things floated away, but we never had something where it was like us sharing and collaborating. So I was like, I want to tap into this, and it's just been a beautiful unfolding, and I'm so grateful that that you all are here to join us. And as I continue to say, and I will continue to say in 2025, if you're feeling called to hold a space like this where you are, do it. Do it. Like Mel said, I literally was just like, hey, let's do a thing. Let's hold a space. And pretty much a year later, it supported so many different people. It has encouraged and inspired other people to do similar things on their own platforms. And so I just want to encourage you to be that beginning of a ripple also. Because the world needs it. We need these
Absolutely.
spaces.
I'm not stopping now.
Exactly. And that's a beautiful thing, just tapping back into the joy. This is a joy to do. It's a joy to be here. It lifts me up every single time. And I'm so grateful for you all.
We've literally cried together, y'all. We've laughed together, y'all. We have been in so many different emotions together. We've aired our dirty laundry out together because I feel like y'all all know me even deeper through these healing conversations. Because it's like once the Pandora box is open, you like, well, shit, you know this, so you might as well know this, and it brings that connection. That's the biggest word I want to say before we end it is connection. These connections is what I've been yearning and needing. Like to be able to feel safe, to be weird, to be weird and talk about vulnerable things. But when you're in this world has a lot that they don't talk about because they haven't healed through it. But when you are not of this world, you can be in your power, but not be lost in the disempowerment of what others are spreading like wildfires. And I just invite you all to trust that inner voice, trust that inner knowing, trust yourself, y'all, because it all starts and ends with you. And what you believe within yourself, you can start to see that reflection in others. So, y'all, 2024 has been a year of so much expansion and growth, but I'm so excited to see what 2025 is going to bring. Healing conversation, retreats, safe spaces. Who knows? We're just speaking it. We ain't even talked about it, but I'm putting it out there. And I do know that what is meant to be will be.
Yes, and we would definitely love to see y'all in person and give big old hugs. So
Yes, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we will see y'all in 2025. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.